How's it going, Oaks, and welcome back to the FightSceneZA podcast. I'm Tom, and it's just me again, and today we are going to be running through UFC Baku this weekend in Azerbaijan, and I am so excited because we have prelims at 6 p.m. and the main card at 9 p.m. This doesn't happen often, and when it does, I feel so blessed because it is just fantastic not to have to either stay up or wake up super early in the morning and to actually watch it at nighttime. So Saturday, 21st of June, 6 p.m. the prelims start. Wow. Spoiled. What can I say? But yeah, we'll be running through this card now, and I'm stoked. I'm stoked that I get to watch some Saturday night UFC. It's going to be epic, and we've got a pretty good card. So let me break it down for you. So starting off in the early prelims, we have Hamdi Abdelwahab against Muhammad Usman. Muhammad Usman, of course, the brother of Kamaru Usman, who just fought now and beat Shaquem Buckley. So Muhammad Usman, the 2-year younger brother of Kamaru, he's had a bit of a tough run in the UFC. Has Muhammad Usman? He's I don't want to be too rude, but he's not fantastic, to be honest. And he does come up against undefeated Hamdi Abdelwahab. So it's going to be interesting. I would like to see Usman get the win. I think that would be cool. But he has had a tough run as of late. If I had to pick one, I'm going to go for Hamdi Abdelwahab. I think he's just going to get it done against Usman. I don't think Usman's that good. Sorry, Alex. That is in the heavyweight division. Then, moving on, flyweight division, we've got Tagir Ulanbekov against Azat Maksum. Another great fight in the flyweight division, 16-2 Ulanbekov against 17-1 Maksum. Should be an exciting fight. I think Ulanbekov is just a little bit better than Maksum. It is obviously quite close. Obviously 16-2, 17-1. But Ulanbekov is a really good submission artist. And in his last 3 fights, he's gone 2 subs and a unanimous decision. So I just think he's a little bit more dangerous than Maksum. And I think he could get it done by submission here. Ulanbekov by submission. Then we move on to the women's bantamweight division. Alexieva against Claudia Sigula. Another decent fight. I think Alexieva is just a little bit better overall, and I think she could get it done by sub as well. Moving on, women's bantamweight division as well. We have Daria Zelenzniakova against Melissa Mullins. Melissa Mullins, 7-1. She has got some heavy hands for the women's division, and I honestly can see her winning by KO TKO here. So yeah, we're going to go Melissa Mullins by finish KO TKO. Then, in the middleweight division, Ismail Nordiev against Jungyong Park. Jungyong Park, much more decorated in the UFC. He's had a lot more fights. He has got I think he's got heavy hands, but he's also got some dangerous submissions. He is quite, oh geez, I'm looking here. So he had a 3-fight submission win streak, and then he lost, and then he won again by decision. So he's very dangerous on the ground. Ismail Nardiev, he doesn't have as much UFC experience. He's actually only had 1 fight that he won by unanimous decision. So it's going to be interesting. I do think I'm going to back Jungyong Park in this one by finish, potentially. Maybe submission finish for Jungyong Park. Watch out for that. Then our headliner on the prelims, a fantastic matchup in the welterweight division. We've got Shaquem Ko against the Welsh gangster Orban Elliott. Wow, this is going to be a quality matchup. Well, we hope. So both these guys had cancelled bouts. Shaquem Ko was supposed to fight Billy Ray Goff. That got cancelled. And then Billy Ray Goff got submitted with that ref's cam, which was just diabolical. And then Orban Elliott was supposed to fight someone. I'm not sure who he was supposed to fight. That got cancelled. So now these two are fighting each other. 11-2 Ko against 12-2 Elliott. This is going to be a banger. I don't think we'll get a finish in this one. Orban Elliott, quite a heavy favorite. I do think he gets it done. He's got a 4-year age advantage. I don't know if being young is an advantage. 31 Ko against 27 Elliott. So we'll see how that goes. I think Orban Elliott by decision though, probably. But who knows? Maybe there'll be a finish. But anyways, a banger to finish off the prelims. Then we get into the main card, starting off in the featherweight division. Muhammad Naimov against Bogdan Grad. Another pretty exciting matchup. Bogdan Grad, I think, is pretty dangerous. He's had one fight in the UFC, which he won by KO TKO after winning a split decision on the Contender Series. He is good. I think I have watched that. I did watch that fight that he won. But, you know, Naimov is also obviously the real deal as well, and a lot more decorated in the UFC. So I think this is a good one to watch out for. The betting lines do have Naimov as a decent favorite. So one to watch out for. I do think Bogdan Grad is a live underdog here, though. Naimov is good, but he is, of course, prone to losing, and Bogdan Grad is very good. So I do think Bogdan Grad is a live one here, and I think I'm going to take him as the underdog on that one. Then we move on to Nazim Sadikov against Nicholas Mota. Sadikov got the home advantage. He is a fighter out of Azerbaijan. So let's have a look. Sadikov, sorry. He is a decorated knockout artist. He does have 7 wins by KO TKO out of his 10 wins. And his last win came from TKO doctor stoppage against Ismail Bonfim. Before that, he had a draw, which is a bit crazy. But yeah, he is a lot. He's dangerous, 10-1, whereas his Mota more decorated in the UFC. But he hasn't really fought top-level UFC competition. So I think I'm definitely going to have to rock with Sadikov in this one. Does he get a finish? Potentially. He stopped 2 okes by doctor stoppage. That's crazy. I reckon Sadikov by a KO TKO could be a live one here. Then the next fight, I'm keen for this one. So Tofik Musayev from Azerbaijan against Miktibek Orolbay. If you don't know Orolbay, this guy, he's an oku who looks like he's from the Ice Age era, and he is impossible to finish okes. If you didn't catch his last fight against Rebecki, oh my goodness, this oak is just, he won't give up. Rebecki knocked him down, I think it was in the 3rd round, and like punched his head against the canvas and whatever, and Orolbay just kept scrambling. This oak is a beast. He's such a cool fighter to watch, and he's super dangerous. That was his 3rd fight in the UFC against Rebecki, and it was his first loss by split decision as well. It was a close fight. It was a fucking epic fight. I won't lie. I do remember watching that one. So I'm going to have to take Orolbay on this one. Of course, Musayev does have the home advantage, which makes a difference for sure. But I think Orolbay is just a little bit more dangerous. That is in the lightweight division. Orolbay is also pretty huge for lightweight, if I remember. So one to watch out for in the lightweight division. Little up and comer. Then we move on to the heavyweight division. Curtis Blades against Rizvan Kuniev. Interesting matchup here. Kuniev, he's fought on the Contender Series twice. He fought in 2021 and then again, I think last year, in 2024. He even fought in the Eagle FC, which is Habib's thing. So, yeah, that was odd. He is from Russia, so it seems like he won in the Contender Series and then left to go fight in Eagle FC, which then kind of just imploded. And now he's back in the UFC and he faces Curtis Blades. I think this is a big step up for him, and I think Curtis Blades is going to use his wrestling to dominate the fight a little bit more. Kuniev does have heavy hands, but I don't think he has enough to knock out Curtis Blades. I think Curtis might dominate the ground game here. Might not be that exciting of a fight. However, it moves us into our co-main, which is an exciting fight, which is Rafael Fiziev, the man from Azerbaijan, against Ignacio Bahamondes, the man from Chile. Fiziev, home ground advantage. I can't wait for this fight, Oaks. I'm absolutely frothing. Bahamondes is so good, but so is Fiziev. But Fiziev has just had the toughest opponents. This guy has been fed some crazy fights, and he just doesn't turn it down. So respect to him. But obviously he lost to Gaethje, and then he fought Gamrot where he injured his knee, and then fought Gaethje again, and then lost again. Obviously before that he did knock out Brad Riddell and Rafael Dos Anjos, but that was ages ago. And Fiziev has been known to gas out a little bit in those third rounds, especially as seen in both Gaethje fights. So I don't know. I think Bahamondes is just too good on the ground and in the stand-up. He's got a big reach on him, I think. What does it say here? Yeah, he's got 1.91 for Bahamondes to a 1.8 for Fiziev. So Bahamondes can keep him at range. He can use kicks. He can use his jab. He can even use his wrestling. He submitted Jalen Turner. I think it's just another disastrous matchup for Rafael Fiziev. I feel bleak for the O, but yeah, that is the way life goes, I guess. I still don't, I'm not counting him out by any means because everyone knows he's the real deal, but he's got a lot of work to overcome in Ignacio Bahamondes. So, interested for that one. I'm super excited for that one, in fact. And then we move into our main fight, Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill against Khalil Roundtree Jr. This is the matchup where Jamal Hill gets to show if he was a legit champion or if it was just a fluke against an old Glover. Because, yeah, since he won that championship, it hasn't been too fantastic for old Sweet Dreams. And obviously Khalil Roundtree, that guy coming off, had a great win streak and then he really pushed the pace against Alex for the first couple rounds. And then he obviously got dominated when Alex hit flow state. But yeah, another tough matchup for Jamal Hill. It is a bit of an unk battle here, 34 and 35. But I think I'm going to take Khalil Roundtree on this one for sure. I just think he's a little bit better than old Sweet Dreams. A little bit more power in his hands. And yeah, I think it will be a cool fight. I think it might be I hope it's quite a stand-up heavy fight. Obviously, you can't count out old Jamal Hill Sweet Dreams with his power. He does have good knockout power. He's also got a good reach, 2.01 meters to 1.94 for Khalil. So, yeah, interesting fight. I am going to take Khalil Roundtree on that one, though. However, I didn't say for the last one as well, definitely. I think I'm going to take Bahamondes. Yeah, it's tough for Fiziev, but I'm going to take Bahamondes. Yeah. Now, potential bets. So, here's the first one I mentioned, underdog. Bogdan Grad against Naimov. Bogdan Grad is the real deal. He's 15 and 2. He doesn't have as much UFC experience as Naimov, of course. He's only got one UFC fight where he did win by knockout. And obviously he came from a split decision on the Contender Series. But I think he is just a really good fighter and he can really push the pace against Naimov. And he's also got great odds as an underdog. I don't know how it might change by fight night, but he's 2.85 currently as an underdog. Yeah, Naimov is obviously super dangerous, but good underdog, I would say, to lock in on. Then the next, if we want to put down a little sort of, decision sort of parlay, I reckon Oban Elliott by decision against Xiaoqian Ko. I reckon Curtis Blades by decision against Kuniev. I think Blades is just going to wrestle him. And then I think Orobai by decision is a dangerous one, but I think it might get good odds on it because he might be favorited to knock him out, but I think it'll go to a decision. I just think he's got a lot of fights that he hasn't won many by knockout. He has been shown to be more of a decision master. Yeah. Oh, he could even submit him. Oh, jeez. I'm not sure. Okay, that's a tough one. Orobai by decision. But I still think it could happen because he won't get finished. So maybe he can win by decision. And I think it'll give you good odds if it happens. Okay, and then I think let's load a little cycle parlay because why not? Okay, we're going to go super bold with the cycle parlay. Okay, Melissa Mullins by KO TKO. Oban Elliott by decision. And then we'll go Orobai by submission. I think that could be a pretty dangerous cycle parlay. I think it could have good odds. I don't know what the odds are on it, but I think that could be a pretty good play. Could give some good odds. And of course, any cycle parlay is kind of a long shot, but it could give you some sick odds. So I reckon watch out for that cheeky boy. But yeah, that covers the wrap up for UFC Azerbaijan in Baku this weekend. Super excited. It's a stacked card. I think it should be a fun card, and it's had a great time to watch. In other news with the same card, but Jamal Hill apparently saying he is not getting on a flight to Baku, or he didn't get on his flight. He was supposed to land in Azerbaijan the other day, I think yesterday, but he said with all the missile strikes and things going on, he's not too keen on it, which is fair enough, but hopefully he can get there in time for his fight this weekend and he doesn't pull out. That would be pretty bleak. But yeah, that wraps it up. As always, as the last video, I'm not going to keep it too long because there's no need to. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.